Hello everyone, let's discuss Punjab and Haryana High Court Clerk exam conducted on 5 October 2022, Shift 2, Part 1 General Knowledge. Question 1. In April 2022, NPCI International Payment Limited announced that across BHIM UPI would be live on NeoPay terminals, that is the UAE, United Arab Emirates. NIPL is the international arm of NPCI and UPI is India's instant digital payment system. Question 2. In which year was National Monsoon Mission launched? 2012. It covered seasonal, extended range and short to medium range predictions. Question 3. Who formed the Calcutta Unitarian Association in 1821? Raja Ram Mohan Roy. He founded the Brahmo Samaj in 1828 and later associated with the Brahmo Samaj. Question 4. In which city of Maharashtra is Shaniwar Wada situated? That is Pune, Maharashtra, or its main entrance is known as Delhi Darwaza. Question 5. In which state has India set up the world's first liquid mirror telescope for astronomy? That is Uttarakhand. The International Liquid Mirror Telescope is at Devasthal Observatory in Uttarakhand. It uses a rotating liquid mercury mirror for astronomical observation. Question 6. Serai Kela Chau is a semi-classical dance form of which state? Jharkhand. Serai Kela Chau is a semi-classical dance from Jharkhand. Question 7. Which nuclear power plant is situated in Gujarat? Khakrapar Atomic Power Plant. And Narora Atomic Power Plant is in Uttar Pradesh, Kaiga in Karnataka, and Kundankulam in Tamil Nadu. Question 8. Which is not a main class of pteridophyte? That is Protogynous. Question 9. Which statement is incorrect about plant cell? That cell membrane is absent, लेकिन cell membrane present होती है plants के अंदर. Question 10. In June 2022, which IIM collaborated with S-Farms India to develop a farmland price index? IIM Ahmedabad. Question 11. Any natural or manufactured item applied to soil or plant tissue to offer plant nutrients is called fertilizer. Question 12. Under the Charter Act of 1813, the East India Company's dividend was fixed at 10.5 per annum. The act ended most of companies' trade monopoly with India except specific areas such as tea and China trade. Question 13. Who broke Bahadur Prasad's 30-year-old 5,000 meter record with 13.25.65 microsecond? That is Avinash Sehgal. Question 14. The 7th 5-year plan target was 5.0%, but it achieved 6.01%. Question 15. Which climate extends north and south from the equator to about 15 degree to 25 degree latitudes? That is tropical climate. Tropical climates generally have high temperatures throughout the year with rainfall varying by region. Question 16. In 1950, a small-scale industrial unit invested a maximum of ₹5 lakh. Thumri mainly originated in eastern Uttar Pradesh. Question 18. Fasigarh Airport is situated in Arunachal Pradesh. It is one of the most important air connectivity points in the state. Question 19. The project close by Habitable Exoplanet Survey has been proposed by scientists of China. Question 20. Vanavan is a traditional folk music of Kashmir. Vanavan is a traditional folk music of Kashmir and other folk music include Rof and Chakri. Rof, Chakri and Vanavan, Kashmir. Question 21. Which is not a folk dance of Karnataka? That is Zhora. Zhora is associated with Uttarakhand. Yashgan, Karga and Lunito are of Karnataka. Question 22. Which is also known as dynamo-thermal metamorphism, that is regional metamorphism. Question 23. According to ISFR 2021, tree cover is 2.91% of India's geographical area. Tree cover is measured separately from forest cover. Question 24. By 1990, the share of the service sector in India was 40.59%. Question 25. The equity limit of foreign capital investment was raised from 40% to 100% under the new economic policy of 1991. Question 26. Tikshe Monastery is situated in Ladakh. Tikshe is prominent Tibetan Buddhist monastery near Leh in Ladakh. Question 27. Protection of wild animals and birds was shifted from state list to concurrent list by which amendment? 42 Amendment Act 1976. Question 28. Under PM Sharam Yogi Mandhan Yojana, on the beneficiary death, the spouse gets 50% monthly pension. Question 29. The Immoral Traffic Prevention Act was enacted in 1956. It was originally known by a longer title relating to suppression of immoral traffic. Question 30. Which article talks about jurisdiction and power of the federal court under existing law to be exercisable by the Supreme Court? Article 135. Question 31. What investment limit was set for small scale industries under the liberalization measures of 1991? Rupees 1 crore. The ceiling was revised again in later industrial policies. Question 32. In which year did the Indian Forest Act come into effect? 1927. Question 33. In how many states will Khelo India Youth Games 2022 be commenced? In six states. Question 34. What was the mascot of the 4th Khelo India Youth Games launched in May 2022? That is Dhakad. Dhakad was the mascot of the 4th Khelo India Youth Games held in Haryana in 2022. Question 35. What is the another name for vitamin B5? Pantothenic acid. Pantothenic acid, and it is important in energy metabolism and synthesis of coenzyme A. B12 is psychocobalamin, B9 folic, and B6 pyroxamide. Question 36. Haryana won the Hockey India Sub-Junior Women's National Championship 2-0 in May 2022 by defeating Jharkhand. Haryana is one of India's major states for developing hockey talent. Question 37. According to ISFR 2021, forest cover of 713,789 km square is 21.71% of India's geographical area. 7.13 lakh km square is equal to 21.71% of India's geographical area. Question 38. Which club won the 2021-22 Premier League Football Championship? Manchester City. Question 39. Article 141 deals with the law declared by the Supreme Court being binding on all courts. Article 141 makes the law declared by Supreme Court binding on all courts of India. It promotes uniformity in interpretation of law. Question 40. Which portal was launched in May 2022 as a single national portal for biotech researchers and startups? That is BioRep. BioRep stands for Biotechnology Research and Regulatory Approval Portal and was launched to streamline regulatory information and approvals. Question 41. Which fossil park has the second largest hatchery of dinosaur eggs in the world? Indora Dinosaur and Fossil Park in Gujarat. Question 42. Which Earth observation satellite was launched by ISRO in February 2022? That is EOS-04. Launched on 14 February 2022 by PSLV-C52 and is an Earth observation satellite. Its application include agriculture, forestry and disaster management. Question 43. Article 82 of the Constitution of India deals with allocation of seats in the Council of States. Article 80 deals with the composition of the Council of States. Clause 2 concerns the allocation of seats among states and union territories, and the fourth schedule gives the detailed allocation of Rajya Sabha seats. Question 44. Engineering students in Hubali developed a robot program to serve in banks and speak many regional language. Maya. It is an example of AI and language technology in customer service. Question 45. The Asian Games 2022 in Hangzhou were postponed to 2023. Question 46. On which date did IMD first notice the formation of cyclone Yash? 23 May 2021. Question 47. Which monument is not situated in Maharashtra? Chini Ka Rauza. It is situated in Agra, Uttar Pradesh. And Pratapgarh Fort, Aga Khan Palace and Daulatabad Fort are in Maharashtra. Chini Ka Rosa is a Mughal period tomb known for glazed tile decoration. Question 48. In which year did Lala Rajpat Rai co-found Punjab National Bank 1894 in Lahore and associated with nationalist leaders including Lala Rajpat Rai? Question 49. Battle of Porto Novo was fought in 1781. During the Second Anglo-Mysore War, British forces under Sir Eyre Cotty defeated Hyder Ali's force. The Second Anglo-Mysore War lasted from 1780 to 1784. Question 50. Article 45 provides that early childhood care and education for children up to 6 years. After the 86th Amendment directs the state to endeavour to provide early childhood care and education for children until they complete 6 years. Article 21A separately provides free and compulsory education for children aged 6 to 14 years. Part 2 English Objective. Question 1. Select the sentence that has no spelling errors. That is option D. Question 2. Select the sentence that has no spelling errors. That is option A. Question 3. No spelling error. Option C. Question 4. Meaning of the idiom. Offer an olive branch means to make a peaceful gesture. Offer a gesture of peace. Question 5. Meaning of the idiom run like the wind means very quickly, run very quickly, run fast. Question 6. Meaning of the idiom play devil's advocate. It means deliberately taking an opposing view to test an argument even without actually supporting that view. That is to argue just for the sake of argument. Question 7. Antonym of kindle. Kindle means ignite or arouse. Quench. So its opposite is quench. Quench means suppress or extinguish. Question 8. Antonym of receptive. Receptive means willing to accept or receive ideas. So its antonym is illiberal. Illiberal suggests narrow-mindedness or intolerance. Question 9. Antonym of hover. Hover means remain suspended or stay near. So its antonym is retreat, means move back or withdraw. Question 10. Antonym of insult. Insult means offend or disrespect. So its antonym is esteem. Esteem means respect or admire. Question 11. Synonym of woebegone means very sad or miserable. So its synonym is forlorn. Question 12. Synonym of garbage. Garbage means waste or rubbish. Trash is synonym. Synonym of rhythm. Rhythm means recover or regain. So its synonym is regain. Question 14. Synonym of colloquial. Colloquial means informal spoken language. Colloquial means informal spoken language. So its synonym is vernacular, means language of a community, ordinary language of a community. Question 15, synonym of repyramid. Repyramid means scold or rebuke. Antonym is admonish. Question 16, choose the correct preposition. Dash many cattle producer in India 5 p.m. For many cattle producers in India. Question 17. Whenever I bring dash the topic of my vacation. Whenever I bring up is a phrasal verb meaning to mention or introduce a topic. Question 18. Aviation has long been a pain in the neck dash those working to cut human caused greenhouse gas emission. That is, aviation has long been a pain in the neck for those working. 4 is the right answer. Question 19, choose the correct sequence. Option D, she completed her literature review and then created her reference list. Question 20, choose the correct sequence. He obtained his degree. Subject plus verb plus object. Part 3, descriptive English. So first essay is, boarding schools are far better than day schools for the all-round education of a child. Boarding schools can provide a structured environment for the all-round development of children. Unlike a day school, they allow students to spend more time in academic, sports, and cultural activity. Living together teaches students discipline, independence, cooperation, and responsibility. They learn to manage their daily routine, share work, and respect people from different backgrounds. Boarding schools also provide opportunity for games, debates, music, art, and other activity. After regular classes, student can receive supervised study time and guidance from teacher. This can help them develop good study habits and important life skills such as time management and decision making. However, boarding schools are not automatically better for every child. Some children need the emotional support of their families and may find residential life difficult. The quality of education, safety, and pastoral care also matter. Therefore, boarding school can be excellent for all-round education when they provide a safe, supportive, and balanced environment. But the best choice depends on the individual child. Essay 2. The use of mobile phones must be allowed in schools. Mobile phones are very powerful educational and communication tools, but their use in school should be controlled rather than completely unrestricted. Smartphones can help students access dictionaries, educational videos, online resources, and learning applications. They can also be useful during emergencies. At the same time, uncontrolled phone use may distract students. Social media, games, and unnecessary messaging can reduce concentration. Mobile phones can also create problems such as cheating, cyberbullying, privacy violation, and misuse of cameras. Therefore, schools should adopt a clear mobile phone policy. Phones may be allowed for educational purposes when a teacher permits their use. During examination and normal classroom teaching, they should remain switched off or stored safely. Students should also be taught responsible digital behavior. Thus, mobile phones should be allowed in schools in a regulated manner. The objective should be to use technology as a learning aid without allowing it to disturb discipline, concentration, and the healthy social environment of the school. Third essay, the best thing in life come free. Many of the most valuable things in life cannot be purchased with money. Love, friendship, family affection, kindness, peace, and the beauty of nature are available without a price tag. A sunrise, a smile from a loved one, a helping hand, and a sincere conversation can give immense happiness. Money is necessary for good food, shelter, education, and many other needs, but material possession alone cannot guarantee peace of mind. A person may own expensive things and still feel lonely. In contrast, a simple life filled with good relationship can provide lasting satisfaction. Nature also gives us many priceless gifts: fresh air, sunlight, rain, trees, and the beauty of the sky enrich our lives. Similarly, compassion and generosity often cost nothing but can make a great difference to another person. Therefore, the best thing in life truly come free, and their value is often greater than that of material wealth. Essay 4, a trekking expedition. A trekking expedition is an excellent way to experience nature and develop confidence, discipline, and teamwork. Last winter, I joined a trekking expedition to a hilly area with classmates and teachers. We carried essential supplies, wore stable shoes, and followed the instruction of our guide. The journey was challenging because the path was steep and rocky. At several points, we had to walk slowly and help one another. The beautiful mountains, forests, and fresh air made the effort worthwhile. We also learned to respect nature by avoiding litter and protecting the surroundings. During the expedition, I realized that physical strength is important, but patience and teamwork are equally necessary. Reaching the destination after several hours of walking gives us a great sense of achievement. The experience taught me that difficulties become easier when people work together. A trekking expedition is therefore not merely an adventure, it is a practical lesson in courage, cooperation, self discipline, and respect for nature. Part 4. Now letters. Option 1, informal letter. Trip to a place of historical interest. First write address, date. Dear friend, I hope you are doing well. I am writing to tell you about a historical trip organized by my school. We recently visited Jallianwala Bagh, a place of great historical importance. Our teacher explained the events of Jallianwala Bagh massacre and the sacrifices of innocent people. We also visited the Golden Temple. The peaceful atmosphere and the sound of Gurbani made the visit deeply memorable. I also learned about the history and culture of Sikhism and the importance of the Sahib Panth tradition. The visit helped me understand an important part of India's freedom struggle and made me respect the sacrifice of our freedom fighter even more. It was both educational and emotional. I wish you could visit these places. When you come to India, we will visit them together. Yours lovingly, then write your name. Option 2, formal letter. Request for extension of lunch break. To the principal, then school name, city, date, subject, request for extension of lunch break. Respected sir, ma'am, I respectfully request that the duration of the lunch break in our school be increased from 15 minutes to at least 30 minutes. At present, the 15-minute break is too short for students to eat their lunch properly, drink water, and return to class without rushing. Many students have to stand in queues for drinking water or to use the washroom. As a result, they sometimes return late to the classroom or eat their lunch hurriedly. An extended break would give students sufficient time to eat peacefully, refresh themselves, and return to the classroom mentally prepared for the next lesson. It would be also reduce unnecessary rushing and help maintain better discipline. I therefore request you to kindly consider increasing the lunch break from 15 to 30 minutes. Yours faithfully and name. Next question is of praise writing, and next question is of translation. So let's see. समाचार पत्र हमारे जीवन का एक हिस्सा बन गए हैं. न्यूज़पेपर हैव बिकम अ पार्ट ऑफ आवर लाइफ्स. सुबह वर्तमान समाचार पढ़े बिना अच्छा नहीं लगता. In the morning it does not feel good without reading the current news. जो PDF थी क्वेश्चन की, उसमें मेरे पास पंजाबी में ट्रांसलेशन थी, तो हो सकता है हिंदी में मिस्टेक हूँ. ठीक है. समाचार पत्र घर बैठे हमें राष्ट्रीय और अंतर्राष्ट्रीय समाचार उपलब्ध कराते हैं। न्यूज़पेपर प्रोवाइड अस विद नेशनल एंड इंटरनेशनल न्यूज़ वाइल सिटिंग एट होम। मनुष्य में दूसरों के बारे में जानने की जिज्ञासा होती है। देयर इज़ अ क्यूरियसिटी अमंग ह्यूमन बींग्स टू नो अबाउट अदर्स। दुनिया में क्या हो रहा है इसकी जानकारी समाचार पत्रों से मिलती है। What is happening in the world? Newspaper tells us about all these things. किस देश के सामने क्या समस्या है, वह उसका सामना कैसे करता है, और इन सब बातों की जानकारी हमें समाचार पत्रों के माध्यम से मिलती है। Which country has a problem, how it faces the problem, and how we know about it through newspapers. समाचार पत्र राष्ट्रीय और सरकार के बीच एक संपर्क स्थापित करने की भूमिका निभाते हैं। न्यूज़पेपर्स प्ले अ रोल इन कनेक्टिंग द नेशन एंड द गवर्नमेंट। समाचार पत्र वे देश की मांगों और आवश्यकताओं को सरकार तक पहुंचाते हैं। समाचार पत्र सरकार की गलत नीतियों की आलोचना भी कर सकते हैं। न्यूज़पेपर्स कन्वे द डिमांड्स एंड द नीड्स ऑफ नेशन टू द गवर्नमेंट। न्यूज़पेपर कैन क्रिटिसाइज द बैड पॉलिसीज ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट। समाचार पत्रों के बिना सरकार को अपनी कमज़ोरियों का पता नहीं चल पाता है। द गवर्नमेंट डज नॉट कम टू नो ऑफ इट्स वीकनेस विदाउट न्यूज़पेपर। समाचार पत्र मुख्य रूप से अपने ज्ञान को बढ़ाने के लिए पढ़े जाते हैं, लेकिन प्रत्येक पाठक अपनी रुचि के अनुसार अन्य सामग्री भी पढ़ता है, जैसे खेल प्रेमियों को खेल समाचार और मनोरंजन पसंद करने वालों को मनोरंजन की सामग्री मिलती है। समाचार पत्र सामान्य जीवन का एक प्रमुख स्रोत है और बेरोज़गार लोगों को रोज़गार के अवसर खोजने में भी सहायता करते हैं, क्योंकि कार्यालयों और अन्य स्थानों की रिक्तियों से संबंधित विज्ञापन प्रकाशित होते हैं। A newspaper is read especially for knowledge, but every reader finds more interesting things according to his or her taste. Sports lover find sports news and entertainment lovers find entertainment. Newspaper become a major source of common knowledge for human being. Newspaper also help to find jobs for unemployed people. Articles about vacant posts in office and other places are published, through which unemployed people can benefit.